Kayla being a villain. Like, she can't come back from being a villain. She's in her villain era and she's not likable. She's never been likable. So to make it, that's why people didn't want Kayla. They didn't want that shit to happen because, like, she's annoying. Her character is annoying. And it's obviously they was creating her to be annoying because she ended up being a villain at the end. She was a villain the whole time. You seen her becoming a villain slowly every episode. So she was just so annoying. That's what I want for her character. I want her to get deeper in her villain era. I don't want to be like, oh, tiptoe back and forth or her trying to pretend to be good. I want her to fully step in her being a villain. I'm talking about fully step in it, submerge herself in being a villain. Being low down. Then her character be likable. She can't, her tiptoe at acting like she good, but she really ain't. That's not going to work anymore. Now that Cross season 2 is over, I'm going to just do like a review wrap up of all the seasons because I know I was doing like a recap of every episode. I think that Cross season 2 is already being greenlit for season 3. So we're going to definitely get a season 3. I think Cross, and I think they got it pretty early on. Cross season 2 to me was better than Cross season 1. Season 1, it was cool, but it wasn't like great. And 2, it could be because how they wrote it out. Like they wrote out all the episodes at once. Season 1 and this one, they build up anticipation, every week because you have to wait every week for the episode. To me, I just thought the storyline was better. I thought the cinematography was better. The production was better. I thought that it was more poetic. It flowed better. I thought attention to details felt more than the attention to detail than the first one. I feel like, I love little side stories too, little side notes to the story. They did that last season too, but last season it was just kind of like a drag to me. I don't know. It was cool, but it was just like, okay, I can't even really remember the plot. But like I said, maybe this time I recap every episode, so it makes me remember it more, but I wonder how they're going to incorporate Bobby Trey into next season. Maybe he's still going to be working with Kayla since she's a villain now, pretty much. She's a villain. And they was building her up to be a villain the whole season. I feel like you saw little bits and pieces of it every episode for her to be a villain. Into the final episode, she really stepped into her villain era. They were showing that she is just like the people mastermind and Roy, her boss. She's just like all of them. And Roy's boss, not mastermind, his other boss, like you could tell that she was just like them. Even the Felicia girl lady, she was just like her too. She even looked like her. So it's like they was building her arc up since the beginning. Meaning her like hatefulness towards Alex and how good he is at her job, her being envious of that. It was just a whole villain era. And then obviously them showing Bill stuck by him, although they went together. I still want to know, why did we need to see L boyfriend? He was only in one episode. I don't understand that. He's been in other stuff. It ain't like he was just like a little extra. Like he's been in other stuff. I know who the actor is. I don't know why. He has to have a bigger role in season 3. They already must have thought ahead and he gonna have a bigger role for season 3 because I don't understand why we need to see him for one scene. It was like no point. Like that didn't have to be there. That actor didn't need to be there for that one scene. We never saw him ever again. That one little scene, I think when they was eating dinner at the diner or whatever it was, like, why did we need to see that? I'm just so confused about that. It was like the minor detail that I was like, why is that there? It didn't make any sense. I'm just still confused by that. Why do we need to see him for that one episode? It was no reason for that. They could have just had him be like it would have been more poetic, I thought, if he would have just been a mystery. We didn't see him. That's why I kept thinking we was gonna see him again, or he's gonna have a bigger role or something. I don't understand why he needs to be there. Yeah, he could have just been a mystery, how he like sent her flowers and like how she was on the phone with him. Like it could have just been that. We didn't have to see him. I think that would have been more like, okay, we know she has somebody, but we don't ever see him. It's a reason we don't ever see him because she's still stuck on Alex. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still bound for what they did. Like I said, he has to have a bigger role season 3 because if he don't appearance, because it seemed like Elle and Alex probably gonna get back together. Or maybe she just had his back. I don't know. It seemed like they was gonna get back together how they was ending it. But it's like, if that's the case, if he not gonna be around at all, why was he there? I don't understand why we need to see him. Like, to be like a pre-established actor and you just there for that one scene, I just don't I'm like literally baffled by that, honestly. Oh, and I was saying about how they was showing that Elle pretty much, I don't want to say ride or die because whatever, but she pretty much was the one that was gonna have his back the whole time, Even Alex is capped, and she had his back too. And then obviously now the mama, don't have his back. So it's like, I think season 3 is going to be something with Kayla and the Dunn, how they did the whole experiment, because they didn't really wrap that up either. They just sent Kayla on a wild goose chase, trying to see if she was worthy to be with them and get a higher position, which she ended up getting. So that was the whole point of that. We didn't really find out. Like, they didn't really get exposed. So I'm guessing maybe season 3, since she's the villain now, Alex and the other cop that asked him when he was resigning, obviously he gonna come back, because it can't be a season 3 if he's not a cop or a detective anymore. So obviously something gonna happen. He's gonna come back. Maybe it's the Kayla thing, maybe it's something else. But for season 3, they probably gonna, I hope they haven't spent too much time on it, because we already know some of the details about it, but that they did some experiment that went horribly wrong, and it affected soldiers and injured soldiers, killed soldiers, all that. So we know that happened, but they didn't really get reprimanded for it. Like, they didn't really get nothing happened to them for it. I wonder too how they gonna keep Kayla in the season. Like, I don't know, it was like a books and stuff, so I don't really know about the books, and it was in movies and stuff, but they didn't really, I can't really actually remember what happened but in the movies. But I feel like her character, if she's not one of the good guys, I wonder how they gonna keep her in. Like, I said, Bobby Trey probably still gonna be working for Kayla. I don't know. Maybe he'll turn good somehow, and maybe even work with Alex. We don't know. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but I just want to keep seeing his character evolve. He wasn't in the finale. I don't know why, because we didn't even see the mastermind wrap up thing, which was kind of weird. We seen him at her house, but they didn't wrap it up like what happened to her. My guess is nothing happened to her, because Kayla got the promotion or whatever she wanted from the beginning. So we don't really know what happened. Maybe they're gonna pick that up too. Like, maybe he's gonna start working with Mastermind. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like, we didn't see him. I don't know why we see him. We saw him in every episode but the last one. I'm like, okay, what the heck? Like I said, I want him to have a spinoff. So, child, I don't know. I want him to have a spinoff, because he's the most captivating character to me, and I feel like his arc is evolved. Like, he's evolved so much. It's only been 2 seasons, so I would like to see him further. He definitely got to be in season 3. I still want him to have a spinoff, but he definitely have to be in season 3. If he ain't in season 3, it's like, what? Yeah, I can wrap this up. Yeah, he one of them characters like you have to have. Like, I never watched Good Girls. I know Manny Montana played him. Rio from Good Girls. That's why another reason why they got canceled or whatever, to act like they didn't have the budget, is because they wasn't making his character big. Like, when you have a breakout character that's so captivating, you have to make their role. You have to write them in more, even if that wasn't your intention. Like Steve Urkel and Fan Actors, they didn't intend him to be a regular, but then he ended up being the main person. Like, you have to go with the audience and what you see that they like, and make the roles bigger. They didn't do whatever Rio and Good Girls. They made it slightly bigger, but they should have made it like him one of the main. So the fact they didn't do that, it's like a recipe for disaster for your stuff to end. So it's like with Bobby Trey, I don't know what other people think, because I don't really watch reviews or anything, or I haven't really seen much about people talking about Cross. So I don't really know. That's why I was surprised they got news. I didn't hear anybody really talking about it like that. But like I said, I think it got greenlit pretty early on, so they must have just had faith in it from the beginning, which is rare, but it is Prime, so maybe Prime do stuff a little different. So that's on that. Like, we definitely have to see him, and they gonna have to figure out. And I just wonder where Kayla is going to go. Like, she's a villain now. I don't want them to try to get her back being good. She can't have the same arc as Bobby Trey has. Like, that's not gonna work. Like, because nothing happened to her to turn her. Like, Bobby Trey had, he was like, they discarded him when he was, he served, and that's what turned him like bad and cold. So yeah, that makes sense. She don't have none of that. She just greed turned her. She just want to be in power. So she pretty much the person they've been trying to capture. She just like them. She just like Lance Durand, and actually Bobby Trey is more like Luz, and Kayla is more like Lance Durand. It's like the mirror effect. That's why I said this is more poetic than other season. Like, even just a mirror of that, the duality of that is crazy to me. Like, you see the duality of it. Lance in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, tried to say like a little fake story, like, well, not a fake story, but a story about his childhood that he tried out. Like, it was just so, this is why I do that. Nobody cared, child. So we didn't care about that. But yeah, overall, I thought they wrapped it up pretty well. Yeah, I didn't understand why he resigned. Maybe it was in one of the books or something, but I didn't understand why he resigned, because it's like, if the judge's son didn't help you, then you, child, some probably would have still just been arrested. But it's like the people that he resigned with, like his boss, and then the other, I think her boss's boss, I don't know, like the captain, I don't know actually what she is. It's his boss, which I'm guessing is the captain, but then it's some other lady that always be there. I don't really know what her role is, her position is. I'm pretty sure she's in the first season, but like I guess I converted her in the first season, so I don't know. But they were always on his side. So they are always on your side. Just because bad stuff happened don't mean you need to resign. Because if you resign, then who gonna be there to help when something bad is happening? Because you ain't there. If you wasn't there this time, did it? Lance would have got away with it, and it would have been nothing. Then too, at the end, was Luz alive or no? Was that like symbolic? Because we saw the back of her, but I'm thinking it was symbolic. I don't think she was alive, because how could she survive that? I don't know, because she didn't plan it. So when I think she planned out, she was just going off of emotions, kind of trying to confront her aunt. So I don't know how she. No, I think it was symbolic. I really don't think she was alive. I think it was symbolic. Her just showing like that's why she did everything. She's there in spirit. She did all that so everything can come to light. You know, like her spirit was there. I think that's what it was. I don't think she was actually alive. But maybe, I don't know. But I don't think that. I think it was supposed to be symbolic. Yeah, overall, the season 2 was better than the first one. I thought it was just done better. I thought even like Luz and Gustavo, like after episode after he shot himself, even the beginning, how they showed both of them, her being alive and him being dead, and how they showed just the symbolism of both of them lying on the table and rebirth and all that. I thought that was great. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's the symbolism of everything. They did that great this season. Like I said, 3, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a new person along with Kayla being a villain. Like, she can't come back from being a villain. No, I don't know if I already said that, but she cannot come back. She's in her billionaire run. She just needs to get where I want her character to go, to make her even more because she's not likable. She's never been likable. So to make it, that's why people didn't want Kayla. They didn't want that shit to happen, because like, she's annoying. Her character is annoying, and it's obviously they was creating her to be annoying, because she ended up being a villain at the end. She was a villain the whole time. You seen her becoming a villain slowly every episode. So she was just so annoying, and it's like, that's why people didn't want them. That's why I didn't. I mean, I see folks. That's why I didn't want that shit. I'm like, no, this is not working. This isn't happening. She's annoying. Her character is very annoying. So I'm like, even when she was barefoot in the office, I'm like, symbolism again. Because why is you barefoot in the office? Like, what is going on? She was never to be trusted. Everybody knew she was never to be trusted. So this is what I want for her character. I want her to get deeper in her villain era. I don't want to be like, tiptoe back and forth, or be like, oh my right, she really did it. Or her trying to pretend to be good. I want her to fully step in her being a villain. I'm talking about fully step in it, submerge herself in being a villain. Being low down. I want her to be it to the utmost high. Then her character be likable. She can't, her tiptoeing, acting like she good, but she really ain't. That's not gonna work anymore. She needs to step fully in her being a villain, and then her character will be more likable again. If she tiptoeing back and forth, that ain't gonna work. What worked for Bobby ain't gonna work for her, because they got different arcs, and the reason why they doing what they doing is different. So no, I don't want. That's what I want for her character. I don't want the back and forth between Elle and Alex. Is they gonna be together or they not? I don't need the back and forth. And even if they not, that's fine. And then he can get a new love interest. That's cool. That's cool with me too. But I don't need no more back and forth. That's it. Either they're gonna be together or they not. I don't know. I feel like we need something else with that. Like, yeah, we got the whole them breaking up, and then maybe we gonna get them making up. But then after that, even if they're like married and all that, I don't really see that for the story. I don't know. Maybe something will have to happen to her too. I don't know. Don't give me I don't know, but something with that ain't working. Like, yes, you want them to be together, but also I don't feel like it's moving the story along either. So I don't know about that, but